All right, good evening and welcome to this Yin Yoga expansion class. My name is Brian and I am delighted to be with you here this evening, this afternoon, for a very explorative session. We're going to move with a little bit of breath work to get ourselves engaged and centered, and then we'll come to the mat and we'll go through a series of movements. The optimum word here being kindness. So we will be holding postures for what might be an extended period of time so that we can feel into the opening of whatever's available in that posture. The key is to remember to be kind, right? So one of the key excerpts of our practice here is to seek that place in a secure center where we are not working on the edge, we're not going to the extreme, we're trying to find the safe, steady, secure center. Our goal in these practices and introduction of these tools is to find a place where we are safe, steady, calm, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. So, remembering our first guiding principle, support precedes action. We'll start by finding a supported place. So, find your supported posture, whatever that looks like for you. Feeling into the physical connection of your body to the whatever thing that your body's connected to. So maybe you're seated in a chair and you're feeling your hips, your sits bones, the bottom part of your hip girdle in that chair seat. Maybe you're feeling your feet flat on the floor underneath your knees, hip distance apart. Maybe you're seated on a mat or a cushion or a bolster or a pillow, feeling into that same seat, sits bones connection, feeling into the sides of your legs. Any physical connection, feel that sensation of connection. Bring your awareness to that sensation of connection of your body to whatever it's connected to as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then imagining you could root into those supported places, extending roots down through those places of connection. I invite you to lengthen your side body, lengthen your spine, lengthen your crown. Experiment with nodding your head and tucking your chin in order to feel the release at the back of the neck so that you can feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And then keeping the spine elongated and aligned, I invite you to come into the present moment by coming into your breath. Turn your awareness to your breathing. Begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils, following the inhale into your body wherever it may go without stress, strain, or exertion. Following the exhale out of your body, letting go completely, releasing all that is no longer needed. And holding your awareness right there, be right there at the beginning of the next inhale, following that inhale in. And that exhale out. And on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and to allow to arise in your heart space a sense of gratitude, something that looks like gratitude, any one thing that you are grateful for here this afternoon. Maybe the possibility of gratitude for you today. And whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye and then to anchor that gratitude in your heart space and to hold it there for the duration of your practice today. And finally, having established support, come into the present moment and allowed gratitude to arise, I invite you to be purposeful and set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps a simple intention to just be right there with each inhale, or to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And listening for the echoes of your intention in your being, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you would like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so now as I say Namo, Namaste. And then release your hands, lift your chin. Make any adjustments you need in your seat to feel supported for a moment or two. We're going to do a little bit of breath here. So we're going to do a balancing breath called Nadi Shodhana. So you're going to take your pointer and index finger, pointer and middle finger of your right hand and place them directly at the brow point. As you inhale through the left, you'll use your right thumb to block the right nostril. Inhaling through the left nostril. Full, complete inhale, yogic breath. Pausing at the top. As you pause at the top, you'll take your right ring finger and block your left nostril, releasing your right nostril and right thumb, and exhale out the right. Inhaling through the right nostril. Pausing at the top, switching your block and exhaling out the left. That's one round. We're going to continue that practice. You'll find your rhythm. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. You'll find your rhythm. You'll find your pace. Continue that pattern. Switching on the exhales. You'll find your breath and you'll find your practice. Aligning with the rhythm of your own breath. As we said, focused on the breath and moving within your own body. Nadi Shodhana. Nadi is an energy channel. We're clearing and balancing the energy channels and the corresponding hemispheres of the brain here. In all breath practice, your body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. The focus is at the brow point. If you're uncomfortable, like many of us are, with closing our eyes, just narrow your gaze and look into your palm. And then your focus is in your palm. Just sitting and breathing, knowing that we're breathing in when we're breathing in, knowing that we're breathing out when we're breathing out. Let your next iteration of the pattern be your final iteration of the pattern, so that as you next find yourself exhaling out the left nostril, you're releasing your hand to your knee, hands on the knees, thumbs up, palm and forefinger lightly touching, wisdom or Gyan Mudra. Be very still. Focus on your own experience. Notice what's shifted for you. Be here. Mm. Mm. Allow your breath to stabilize. Quiet. Check in with your gratitude and your intention. Take a cleansing breath here. Full inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. And then make your way around to your mat. We're going to start on our backs today. So come all the way down on your back on your mat. Let your legs extend long. Bring the toes toward the ceiling. Heels and toes touching. Palms down by your side. Crown is long. And just feel into the support of the backside of your body here. Feel the entire backside of your body supported. Particularly pay attention to your lower spine. There's a tendency here to get that arching in the lower back. So work to imagine you could pull your side ribs down so that you can feel your lower spine against the back. Soft spot at the back of the head, the shoulders, the middle back, shoulder blades, lower back. That side joint at the top of the buttocks themselves, Back of the thighs, the hamstrings, the calves, the heels, all supported on the mat. Full support here. Hmm. And then as you inhale, bring your right knee in toward your right shoulder. Reach up and grab below the right knee with both hands, and maybe a little squeeze here, maybe bringing the knee toward the armpit or toward the shoulder on the right side as you press through the left heel. So that left leg stays down on the mat. And the right knee comes in toward the chest. And then when you find that space where you're kind to yourself, but at your steady and sure center, just settle into rest in this posture, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that opening through the hip girdle. Shoulders are relaxed, crown is relaxed. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. As you finish your exhale, release the right leg. Long hands come back by the hips. Notice the difference in feeling in the back of your right leg. Your right leg may feel a little longer now, maybe not. Just notice your own experience here. Breathe in. And breathe out. And as you finish your exhale, bring your left knee in toward your left shoulder. Reach up and grab just below the left knee. Squeeze the left knee toward the armpit or toward the shoulder blade as you press through the heel of the right leg. That right leg feels supported. It's down on the mat. You're breathing here as you find that place where you've established yourself in this steady center. Kind but open. And once you've established that posture, you're going to rest in that as you inhale here. And exhale here. Feeling that opening through the hip girdle. Breathing in. And breathing out. And a full inhalation. And a complete exhale. And as you exhale, finish the exhale, release the left leg long, palms down. And bring your hands to your abdomen. Bring your soles of your feet together and let the knees fall open. So we're coming into bound angle posture here. The soles of the feet are touching. The knees are open and towards in the direction of the floor mat. And you're going to experiment with the position of your heels relative to your hips. So bring your heels in tight and then take them a little away. Find that place where you feel that your knees are most supported and most open. And then bring your hands to your belly and feel how the abdomen is soft and not engaged here. This is a resting posture here. Crown is long, soft side of the back of the neck, now the whole back of the body still supported now, and you're feeling into this. If you need or want blocks underneath your knees, please take the time to support yourself there. And we're going to allow the knees to flutter open. So do just a little gentle butterfly action with your knees until you feel like you've teased them to that place of calm steadiness, and then rest in that as you inhale here. And exhale here. Feeling the opening through the hip girdle, down the inside of the thighs, down the inside of the shins, calves. Breathe in. Breathe out. And when the soles of the feet against each other, a closed loop here, you might feel that circuit, that energetic circuit, as you take a complete inhale. And a complete exhale. And taking your hands to the outside of your thighs, bring your thighs together. Bring the heels in a little tighter to the hips. And then walk your feet out to the wide edges of your mat. Again, continue to keep your hands on your abdomen and feel how the abdomen is softened and not engaged here. So we're relaxed through the abdomen. We'll lengthen through the crown and relax down. And then take your hands out to create a little space for yourself here. Maybe 60-degree angle, palms down, a little more support. And then inhale here. And as you exhale, let both knees fall over to the left. Just where they go. Just let the weight of the legs do the work here. Try to keep that right shoulder down and relax. Maybe look over that right shoulder with your eyes and chin to help keep that right shoulder relaxed. And you're just feeling into the opening across the front of the thighs and the hip girdle. As you breathe in and breathe out. Allowing this opening. If you have a thought here, it's about moving the knees away from the face as you inhale here. And exhale here. Feeling that opening as you take a complete inhalation and a full exhale. As you finish the exhale, inhale, bring the knees back to center. Let them fall in against each other. Feel that relaxing in the center and the abdomen. Then inhale here, get long through the crown, and then exhale, let both knees fall over to the right. Again, just allowing the weight of the legs and gravity to do the work. Keeping the left shoulder down and relaxed, maybe looking over the left shoulder to create some space. Breathing in. And breathing out, feeling that opening across the front of that hip girdle, particularly the left side. Knees moving away from the face as you inhale here. And exhale here. And as you rest in this posture, take a full inhalation. And a complete exhale. As you finish your exhale, inhale, bring the legs back, the knees back to center, let them fall in, and walk the feet back in. And bring the feet tight toward the hips. Feel into the alignment of the hips and the heels. Press into the feet. So when you press into the feet, you may feel that lower part of your buttocks lift, that pelvic bowl begin to rotate up off the mat. Palms come down by the sides, palms down. Press into the forearms, press into the palms and the fingertips. Lengthen the crown. Continue to press into the feet and keep rotating the thighs inward so that the knees stay in parallel. And as you press into the feet, begin to roll up the buttocks. So the pelvic bowl tilts, the buttocks begin to lift, and you're rolling up into the top of the SI joint and then into the lower back, continuing to roll up and lift, bringing the belly button toward the ceiling and rolling up into the middle back and maybe even the upper back. Checking to ensure that there's no weight in the head or neck here. It's all in the shoulders. And the belly button's lifted, the spine is engaged and lifted, the lower back and hamstring and gluteus muscles are engaged and lifted. This is your bridge posture. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Resting in this place of support here. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you're starting to finish your exhale, gently roll down one vertebra at a time, bringing the spine back in contact with the mat. And then bring the knees in toward the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze a little bit. Find that place where you're not stressed, but you're at your center and steady, calm roster. Rest here for a moment as you breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you exhale, bring your hands down alongside your hips. For additional support, you can bring the thumbs underneath the underneath the sits bones, the pointy bones at the base of the hip girdle. For even more support, you can bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks. And as you inhale, press your heels toward the ceiling, flex the toes back toward the face. Feel the full spine supported on the mat here. Important to feel your full support here. Now, very gently and very kindly, wherever your hands are for your support, where legs are long, you're going to press through the right heel, flex the right toes back toward the face. As you exhale, keep the left leg straight and lower it toward the mat. As you inhale, bring the left leg back up and press the heels. And then reverse that. Press the left heel toward the ceiling. As you exhale, lower the right leg towards the mat. As you inhale, bring the right leg back up. These are scissor kicks here. And then we're just going to do that with your breath, your rhythm, your pace, your practice. Pressing through that upright leg to maintain support through the spine, lowering the left leg, your pace, moving with your breath. Gentle movement with breath. Just a couple of these. Not overdoing anything here, just being engaged in your steady center. Calm, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within your own body. Couple more here. Pressing the heels, flexing the toes. As you exhale, bring the knees in toward the chest. Reach up and squeeze gently into your chest. And then maybe a little light rock side to side, allowing any tension that built up in the lower back to release. Maybe if you choose to, you come back to neutral, then just rotate your knees around in a circle in one direction a couple of times, and then go back in the other direction a couple of times. Releasing here. And then bring the heels back to the mat. Palms down by the sides, extend the right leg long. And then take the right leg high toward the ceiling. And then rotate the right knee away from the body, and then bring the right ankle so that that pointy bone, your ankle bone on the outside of your right ankle, it hooks just on the outside of your left knee. Opening the right knee, so feeling that opening. Moving into our supine pigeon here, you can take this at any level that you wish to. This could be your posture right here. Or you may decide to bring your right hand between your legs, your left hand around the outside of your left leg, and maybe clasp your hands behind your left hamstring, your left thigh, maybe around your left shin. Maybe your left foot lifts off the mat, maybe not. Maybe you clasp behind your left thigh and you let your left shin come parallel to the mat. letting the outside part of the right forearm press against the inside of the right thigh, helping to keep that right knee open. Your right toes are flexed back toward the knee to protect the knee. And we're not overdoing anything. We're finding that place in the center where we can be at rest in the posture. Maybe you take your left foot toward the ceiling, flexing the left toes back toward the face. Figure 4, supine pigeon, breathing in, breathing out. Resting in this posture, inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. If your left leg is high, bring it back parallel. If your left leg is parallel, bring the left heel back to the mat. If you're grasped behind your left leg, release your hands down along your hips. If you take your right leg off of your left knee, extend that leg high, flex the toes back toward the face, and then let the right leg lay down on the mat. Take the left leg out to join it. Inhale here. Press through the heels, lengthen through the crown as you exhale. Bring both knees back to the ceiling, both heels back toward the hips. Establish your support in your spine. Extend the left leg long. And then lift the left leg toward the ceiling. Press through the heel. Flex the toes. Rotate the left knee open. Drop the left ankle outside the right knee. Opening that left knee. Supine pigeon here. You want to stay here. Or perhaps you're going to reach your left hand between your legs, your right hand around behind that right hamstring, or maybe around the right shin. Maybe this is your posture, your variation or version of this supine pigeon. Maybe you're behind your hamstring and you're bringing the right shin for parallel to the mat. And maybe you notice that things are different on this side depending upon your body, and that's absolutely okay. We're not fully symmetrical. So maybe we do one thing on one side and something different on the other side. We rest into this posture as we find our version of supine pigeon on this side, keeping that left knee rotating open, feeling into the opening here, and then breathing in and breathing out. Resting in the posture. Inhale here. Exhale here. Feeling that opening through the hip girdle and the thighs, and then full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you exhale, if the right foot is high, bring it back shin parallel. If your right shin is parallel, bring your right foot back to the mat. If you reach between your legs, bring your hands down by your hips. Take the left leg high, press to the heel, flex the toes, and then exhale, let the left leg lay long on the mat. Let the right leg join it. Breathe here. Press the toes away, lengthen through the crown. Feel that length in the front of the body, and then as you exhale, let the toes come to neutral. As you inhale, press the heels away, lengthen through the crown. Feel that length in the back of the body. Exhale, bring the toes back to neutral. Let's move into Matsyasana, the fish. So we're going to bring ourselves up onto our elbows. and then allow the crown to be long. So the spine is at a maybe a 45-degree angle to the mat. The crown is long. And then we're going to work our way into opening through the front of the chest. So lift the heart toward the ceiling, let the head fall back. No scrunching in the neck. We're just relaxing. So open through the throat, open through the chest. This may be your version of the posture, or you may wish to bring your crown of your head down to the mat. You may wish to bring your hands underneath your body, interlacing the fingers. You're popping up on the elbows, opening through the chest, opening through the throat. Being gentle with yourself, rest in this posture here as you breathe in. And breathe out. Finding that support as you inhale here. And exhale here. Lengthening through the heels, lengthening through the fingers and the hands. Opening in the heart, full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you finish your exhale, gently lift the crown. Bring your chin back parallel with the sternum. Release your shoulders, release your hands. Turn your palms up. Let your toes fall open. Allow yourself a moment here to find that soft spot at the back of the skull. Reconnect with your supports. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you finish your exhale, bring your toes and heels to touch. Bring your palms down. Bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and squeeze just below the knees. Bring the chin toward the chest. Bring the forehead and nose toward the knees. So you're making a little ball here, squeezing a little bit. And then just begin to gently rock up and down on your spine. And maybe that movement gets a little longer, maybe not. Maybe you're just doing a gentle little wiggle, let's call it, instead of a rock, and that's okay. You're just moving some energy up and down the spine here. And then maybe you rock all the way up to a seated posture. And you come around to your seat and find your supported seat. So we move into our breath exercise for this evening, this afternoon. So find your supported seat. Sukhasana, Siddhasana, maybe you're in your chair with your feet flat. Establish yourself in your supports. Lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your crown, tuck your chin, feel that length. Keeping the spine elongated and lined. We're going to move into this wonderful breath of light posture here. So bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, Namaskar Mudra at the chest. So the thumbs are resting lightly on the sternum. You're feeling the heat of the back of the thumbs against the chest. You're feeling the beat of the heart beneath the hands. You're noticing how the rhythm of the breath and the rhythm of the heart are in coherence, or maybe not. Maybe you're just feeling how they're moving into coherence as you focus on your breath. And we're going to do a wonderful breath called breath of light. And it's a very simple breath. So we're going to inhale in 7 equal sniffs. And you may wish to feel like you're breathing up your spine. So Maybe your first inhale is down to the root at the base of the spine. And then the second inhale is to the sacral area. And then the third inhale is to the back of the navel. Fourth inhale to the back of the heart. Fifth inhale to the back of the throat. Sixth inhale to the center of the skull. Seventh inhale to the crown of the head. So that's one full inhale broken up into 7 parts. We pause briefly at the top to feel that full of light engagement. And then as you exhale through your nostrils, you're exhaling one long continuous stream of light as an exhale down into your lap. And then you continue inhaling 7 part. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Pausing at the top. Exhaling one long, continuous, extended exhale down the front of the body. The light is pooling in your lap. Maybe just continue at your pace. Breathing in light, feeling yourself enlivened and enlightened as you breathe the light up the back of the spine, up through that main energy channel. And you breathe out, bathing the external part of your being in light. Your light within, light without, as within, as without. Light within, light without. Breath of light, inhaling. No stress, no strain, no exertion. Maybe your breath gets quiet. Maybe you settle into this practice. Long, complete, extended exhale. Calm. Steady. Focused on the breath. Light moving within your own body. Couple more rounds here. Let this next iteration be your final iteration of the pattern so that as you're exhaling, you're releasing the pattern and releasing your hands to your knees, thumb and forefinger lightly touching, eyes softened or closed, focus at the brow, pointed third eye, be very still, let everything settle, let go, you're done, be done, allow yourself to be done, release any shaping of the breath, any shaping of the body, any shaping of the mind, just allow yourself to be. Feel into what it is like to rest. Find stillness as it is available to you And just feel into the gratitude. Offer yourself a sense of gratitude for allowing yourself this opportunity to just be. Nothing you have to do, nowhere you have to go, nothing you have to be. You're just resting for this moment, gifting yourself this moment of rest. And we will finish up this moment in the power of silence. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to once again float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space, and to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here this evening. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice here. I'm honored to be here, truly. And in closing, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you can, for as long as you like. And when you do rise, please take the echoes of your practice and your gratitude with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing rest of your day.